Okay, so I'm just going to show you how to put your Construct 3 project onto the Google Play Store, and I'm also going to show you how to have in-app purchasing as well. So first of all, if you want to monetize your app with an in-app purchase, just double click on your layout, and when you're on this screen, just select the Google Play plugin and the mobile IAP plugin. Once you've done that, it should appear just on this side over here. So we've got Google Play, Mobile IAP, which stands for Mobile In-App Purchase. And you want to click on Google Play, and you want to put in your Android ID. So it'll look something like com.your company name dot the name of the app. And you also want to make sure you've got some other things filled in as well. So make sure you've got all your icons at the bottom here. Make sure you've got these details filled in as well. I'm just going to show you how I actually put the mobile in-app purchase in the event sheet. So if we go to the top. So I started off with a global variable, and call it whatever you want. So it starts off at 0, and on the start of the layout we want to add a product ID. So I called mine unlock dice colour, because that's what it does, and it's very important to start with a lowercase letter, and I chose to have mine as non-consumable, and inserted this so it completes the product registration afterwards. And if we scroll down, and just to let you know what it actually does, I should probably show you first. So let's just play the layout. So this is the name of the app, Dice Roller. So it's quite a simple app. Just click on there, rolls the dice, there you go, you can roll again. And what I want to achieve is, if someone clicks down here onto dice colour, it'll bring up a pop-up, it'll let someone know how much it'll cost to actually unlock this, and then they'll be able to go onto this layout where they can make some customizations to the dice colours. So to achieve that, so this is the dice colour icon. I just added the condition in-app purchase GV equals 1, so it starts at 0, and once that condition is met, it allows the person to go onto this layout. Scroll down. So you've got to include Google Play on signed in, Google Play request player details. I also added this in just so that if someone signs out, it lets them have the ability to sign back in again. And I made it so that if you touch that locked padlock, it'll bring up the pop-up to let someone know that they can purchase this product. And once they have the product, it then destroys that padlock, and it changes the global variable to 1, and that'll allow somebody to go, when they click on that icon, they'll then be able to go onto that next layout. I should probably hide that, there is a little secret in there. So once that's done, you just click on menu, project, export, Android Cordova, next. I go with this one and click on simple, next, and change this to signed release APK. We don't have any of those permissions. if you don't have a key store, you click on create, follow the instructions. If you do, you just click on choose, you choose your file. So in my case, it would be this one. Type in your key alias. Yours will obviously be something different. You type in your password, you click on next, and it'll build the APK for you. It'll take a few minutes to do, so I've actually already got one onto my desktop over here. I've also got a few files ready as well for when I do put the app onto the Google Play Store. So I've got some screenshots, all my pictures ready, and I've also got my descriptions ready as well. And I've got a link for my privacy policy over there. So once that's all set and we're all ready to go, let's go into Google. So Google Play Console, and it's the first link. So first thing you'll see is this screen. So that's all the apps I've done. And click on Create App. Give it a name. So I called it Dice Roller. And it's an app. And it's free. I do have an in-app purchase, but I've made it's completely free to install. And confirm that, accept that, and click on Create App. Okay, so before you can actually accept in-app purchases, you do need to have a Google Merchant account. So if you do not have one already, scroll down to I think it might be on this one. If we go back to the Google Play Console. Yeah, so if you go onto Settings, Developer Accounts, and Payment Settings, follow those instructions and you'll get a merchant account in probably a few days' time. So once that's set up, come back over here. So at the moment it's on draft. So we're back onto this page again. And we'll start. In fact, if we scroll down, you can actually go over here and view your tasks. So those are the things we have to do. I'm going to come over onto the left side. I like to do it on this side, so I'm going to go on Production. Click on Create New Release. Click on Continue. Click on Upload. So that's the one, APK file. Click on Open. Just scroll down a little minute. So this will actually automatically update. Oh no, will it? Yeah, it will. It'll be 1.00, so it's version 1.0, the first one. It's quite a small app at about 3 megabytes, I think, so it shouldn't take too long to load up. There you go. So all this is filled in automatically, and you don't have to put anything here, especially if it's your first version, but I'm just going to put in first version updates follow in the future. And once that's done, I'm just going to click on save. In fact, you don't have to click on that yet. So this has still got errors. This is because I haven't got a lot of the things done yet. Let's just go back onto production. In fact, you didn't have to click on review release yet. And we want to go on to countries, regions. So let's add some countries in. I'm just going to select them all. You can choose individual ones if you want. Just click on add countries. So we've got 151 countries now. Add those in, all available. And if we come down here, the next thing we want to do is to go onto this section, so grow store presence, go on main store listing. So you just come out of here a minute. So we've got a description all set up. Just going to Control C to copy. And just make sure you keep it in with the limits to the characters. I have also added a little bit of HTML here, so here and here. This will actually make this bit of text, that'll actually go bold when you see it in the description. So paste that in and keep scrolling down. So we've got app icon next. So just make sure it's the right size, 512 by 512 pixels. So that's the instructions there. Feature graphic. And we put some screenshots on, so you can have 2 to 8. See if I can put them all on in one go. No, that's not what I want. Try that again. Sorry about that. Trying to be quicker and it's actually taking me longer. But let's just do it like that. Close that down now. There we go. So we've got 8 out of 8. And so this will be the first one. That'll be the second one, third, fourth, fifth. And you can rearrange them if you want, so you can have that one there, this one here. You can, if you're not happy with one, just click on there to delete. And I haven't actually got any of these screenshots. You don't have to have them in. It's up to you though. And I have actually created a promo video. Let's find that. So yeah, do please check that out. Sort of gives you instructions on how to use it. once that's saved, it's all looking good. Go into store settings, so you can choose either app or game, and you select your category. I'm going to go with tools, and you can manage your tags as well. Yeah, let's just put this one in. You can have up to 5 of those if you want. Yep, I'll just click on apply that. So, very important to add your email address in. So yeah, I'll keep that checked. Click on save. And let's scroll down again. So on the monetize section under app pricing, so made it free. If you did have a price, obviously you would set things up here. So if we click on in-app products, we need to create that product. So we come over here. If I just go back into construct 3, you'll remember I had a product called unlock dice color. So just important to, in fact if we double click, you can just copy and paste that in. Make sure that you don't spell anything wrong then. So those are the important things. So that's what I was saying about make sure it's a lowercase letter. So we've got to add in some product details. So let's just call it unlock dice color. Description, click on the grey padlock icon and make a payment to unlock the ability to change the colour of dice base and so set a price next. So I'm actually living in Great Britain, so I'm just going to say 79 pence. And we'll just click on update exchange rates. So it'll give a rough idea of prices for the countries. You can of course set things how you want. And there is important to note is there is tax applied, so on the actual store it won't oh, what have I clicked on? Try that again. So when you actually see it on the Google Play Store, it won't actually be 79 pence, it'll probably be 99 pence. just because of the tax. So let's just click on apply prices. And I'll click on save. Couldn't be saved, okay. Not too sure why it isn't saving. Ah, that's why. So the description has actually exceeded the character limit there. So let's just trim that down a bit. There we go. Now let's see if that works now. Yep. So as you notice up here, the in-app purchase is currently on inactive, and you want to make sure that this is clicked on activate. So as you can see, that's actually active now. It's all brilliant. And next thing to do on our list is the privacy policy. So don't think it's this one. Yeah, so you want to go into app content and privacy policy not started, so let's make a start on that. So I used a website called sites.google.com, Google Sites. It's completely free to make your own website, and it just uses the memory space from your Google Drive. So in this case it uses hardly anything for simple text. So we click on save and go over here onto app content again. So next up is whether it's got adverts, and I don't have any adverts, so I'm going to click on no. My app does not contain ads. Click on save. Go back onto app content. So provide instructions for restricted parts of the app. So we do have some restrictions just because of that in-app purchase. So let's put in so for the instructions, let's just go click on the grey padlock, scroll down to see what the word limit is. So click on the grey padlock and we'll bring and once payment is made, pip colors. Please note that internet connection is required. And that's just simply because if you have an in-app purchase, it does need the internet to be able to verify if somebody actually has that product. So once you're happy with what you've written, so that's all I've got. Obviously some people may need to fill in these things, but in my case I don't need to do that. Click on apply. And you can add more instructions. I can have up to 5 things. So I only need one thing, so I'm just going to click on save. Click on app content again. So we've got to do a content rating next. So let's start the questionnaire. So email address at the top. So what is the category? I'd say it's this one. Does it contain violence? No. No. Offensive language? No. Controlled substance? No. 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 Does not. It does do this, so we'll click on yes. So we've got that in-app purchase, remember? And no for that one. So just come over here and click on save. And we want to go on next. So, yep, the rating is kind of what I expected. So let's click on submit. If you think you've done something wrong, you can always start a new questionnaire over here. Okay, so I do believe that is all the content and everything done of the app. So the next thing we do is we just go on to production, click on releases, click on edit, and we want to go on review release. So we do have one error and 2 warnings. Let's see what that is. I've obviously missed something off, so let's go back to the dashboard again. So I haven't actually done the target audience, so let's just click on that. So I guess it's every age limit. Let's just go on everything. Click on next. Yeah, so I don't have to worry too much about serving ads. So Yep, so that's correct. So there is this option to join Design for Families program, but there is requirements and things. I'm just going to click on no. You can obviously go into doing that if you want to do that. So let's click on save. So hopefully that's all done now. So if we go on to production again, click on release, edit, review release. So we do have warnings. Fortunately, there's nothing I can do about those. So since it is already a small size and I've recompressed things when I released the APK, it's only like 3 megabytes. If it is a large app, I'd certainly recommend using something like this, Android app bundle. This seems to always come up when I include in-app purchases. I think it's an issue with Construct 3. There is an option to do this sort of thing here. I haven't actually looked into it yet. I might have to look into that in the future though. I've never experienced any crashing or anything, but if your app is crashing a lot, then definitely take a look at that. Let's scroll down. So once we click on this button, it'll go into review, and once it gets approved, your app will be on the Play Store. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's roll it out. So there you have it, all done. Hope it helps you. Let's just go on it here. So updating review. There we go. I think it usually takes a few days to get that review put in. Can obviously change depending on how busy people are at doing things. So yeah, that's it. All done. Thank you for watching.